They want us to think the knowledge and awareness is going to come from outside of ourselves, from experts. I don't want to be Captain Obvious, but it can't be that obvious then that Gunderson was in Smedley Butler. I showed that Smedley Butler was the same psyop, and that was going on in the 30s, in the 40s. That's the kind of stuff that we need to grok. The whole thing's a trap. They control it. There's a reason why Herbert Marcuse told us to be intolerant of tolerance. I know that can lead to some gaslighting, but to be tolerant of everything will be the ultimate in gaslighting and a complete dead end. So that's why I mentioned nonviolent anarchy. Okay, I've said enough. Otherwise, I'll have to keep going on for another close to 5 minutes. So that's it on Gunderson. I want to show examples of him promoting COINTELPRO and the FBI, and then saying that the bad FBI took over seemingly right after he retired. Haha, fancy that. So that's bizarre. He promoted COINTELPRO, and he set up a psyop of good FBI versus bad FBI. Good cop, bad cop. I'm driving the bus. I've exposed this. This is my scoop.
Now, I'm sure all of you are aware of the Illuminati. I'm probably preaching to the choir on this. And I'm sure you're aware that on May the 1st, 1776, Adam Weishaupt, a defrocked priest, announced the 25 goals of the Illuminati. And I'm just going to say very briefly about this, about the Illuminati, because there will be some people who will watch this lecture on DVD and will not know about it. But at that time, the 25 goals: corrupt the youth through sex and drugs, right? Look at what's happening to our society today. Control the press, the mainstream media, elect your own people to office. If you can't elect your own people to office, put your agentures or advisors in, Illuminati advisors, so you can control, to a degree, the person who represents the people or whatever the situation might be. But I have this, by the way, this is documented in a book called Pawns in the Game by William Guy Carr. He was a lieutenant, a commander, excuse me, not a lieutenant, but a commander in the Navy, retired, the Canadian Navy, who wrote this book. He couldn't understand why we had to have so many wars and so many problems, and so he did his research and wrote this book. Now, here in the, right after Oklahoma City bombing, by the way, one of my lectures down the road will tell you all about the terrorist movement in this country, because it's all, the whole thing is planned. It's an inside job. It's planned to pass the Patriot Act, set up Homeland Security, and so on and so forth. But that'll be separate. But Brian Gumbel, the famous, well-known morning talk show host, and right after Oklahoma City, was interviewing Jim Nichols, Terry Nichols' brother, Terry Nichols, co-defendant of Oklahoma City with McVeigh. And I had given Jim and his family my report. I have a 222-page report. And I gave it to him. And in the interview with Brian Gumbel, he says on national television,